realized why, we're starting the show a little bit different, the wrestling business lost a real legend, someone whose name echoes will echo through forever in history of wrestling, not just for what his contributions, but for everybody that he's influenced. And that is obviously Verne Gagne. I can't even begin to describe. I would hope to have 1/10 of the amount of impact in the wrestling business that Verne Gagne has had. And this is kind of basically lost everybody in the family. You can spess it up by the greatest living Iranian, and this will be our Iron Sheik tweet of the week, and we're going to leave you on this a little bit of moment of silence. But Verne Gagne, my first coach, lost forever.
Nope. If anyone could have said anything, honestly, Shaky Baby put it the best. If there's anyone that owes his entire career to Verne Gagne, it's the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, and I mean that just starts off the list of people that Gagne created. I mean, literally everybody from that era came through AWA. And for a while, AWA was the biggest competition to Vince McMahon, and a few breaks go his way, and we could still be talking about AWA being a reasonable force. I mean, true giants. I mean, I was blown back because we were just checking out of the hotel in Chicago when I read the Twitters, and just blown away. I mean,
we talked about it before the show, didn't we? Which is, it came out of nowhere. It was a genuine, not the, stuff like this happens all the time anyway. But it was a genuine, holy shit.
Yeah, usually when someone like that of magnitude finds I remember God, I don't know what they were going through at the end, but
I don't imagine a cheapening statement, but it literally was just everything's fine, bang. It was one of those little, press moments, literally, shade ending. I in the country. That's how much of a big deal it was, and I just remember reading it and just thinking, where the fuck did that come from? Like you said, normally when if someone has a health condition or something, like you read about it, that they're degrading, stuff like that, and you kind of expect it to happen, but this was just everything's fine, bang.
I mean, yeah, like when Paul Bearer passed away, we kind of heard that his health was going down, but it was so soon after that he did. This was just out of nowhere. I mean, he was, 89, I believe.
And I hate myself for saying this, but I got to say, good innings. I don't mean that in a horrible way, but, good innings. But still a complete and utter out of left field surprise.
I mean, yeah, but just talk about somebody who had just a huge and great impact on the business, and huge bucket of win in life.
Mm-hmm.
You can honestly say, if he didn't exist, where would it be now?
Yeah, exactly. The amount of names he directly trained himself in a shack in Minnesota, the quote unquote old school way, where you just try and break a guy within the first 3 days of training.
Marines are for pussies. This is my school.
Exactly. Very much training people the old-fashioned way, trying to break a guy to see his real commitment to the business before you teach him anything. Just those people alone. You're talking about Iron Sheik, Ric Flair, that right there. That impact in and of itself. Those two names in and of itself, create you as legendary status.
But the names that went through the AWA: Shawn Michaels, Nick Bockwinkel, Mr. Perfect, Jerry Lawler. I mean, the who's who of the business, man.
And again, if the business goes a little bit differently, you know, maybe they'll force in wrestling. I mean, certainly if Iron Sheik and break Hogan's leg, you know,
Oh,
still
yeah,
a business.
Hogan's leg.
I'd do it for 50 grand. In all honesty.
To be perfectly honest, mate, I'd do it for a $5 and a slice of Brandon's pizza.
Man, you'd go back in time and change wrestling history for a $5 bill and a slice of pizza.
Wow.
But it's funny though, like, you know, we just mentioned though, which is there are a few people that if you could, you know, play God and remove someone from the timeline of the world, where would it, you know, it would be a completely different playing field right now if that guy never existed.
Speaking of people who, like, you know, really should just let the whole territory business days go. Ole Anderson on Twitter this week. Nick brought it up just before we went live.
And I was running late because I was running around getting my paycheck and all that shit. So besides the point, yeah, Ole Anderson.
Yeah. We're not gonna just mention. Never mind the fact that we're an hour late normally. We're going live. Yes, it's only 3 of us.
No, we're not an hour late. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, right. We're live when we damn well say we go live.
Because that's what we do.
Because that's what we do. We're missing. It's the 3-man booth tonight, by the way. We are without our technical director and executive producer. Gayer brother, Mike Verne.
Oh wow!
We love you, buddy.
Sorry, Brad, we love you.
Enjoy lovely Blackpool in May.
Hey, well, I tell you what, though, at least they can buy some more Marmite Rock. That's where my Marmite Rock came from.
Duly noted. I did not know that.
I've done a video where I eat it. Trust me, it looks a lot better on paper than it does. You stick it in your fucking mouth.
It just doesn't even like verbally sound like it would be something I would want to eat.
There should be a fucking wrestler who fucking promotes Marmite. I've just decided.
Probably there is, maybe somewhere in the indies. You're looking for it on the indies, man. If you can find it on the indies, that's probably where you'll find it.
Hey, Ole Anderson.
Yeah, Ole Anderson. I mean, Jesus, really, you're just gonna let this go? It's been 30-something years since the fall of the territory business.
God damn it, dude! Oh my god, yeah, he basically
just let it go, brother.
That it was along the lines of what kind of world do we live in that Verne Gagne passes away, and
Vince McMahon's still living.
Alive.
Like, okay, come on, bro. Like, it's you let it go. You know.
Oh wow.
Crass, cold, and heartless.
Yeah,
when was the last time Ole Anderson was relevant?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to stand behind him
like
when he's
5
queuing
years
up in
before anyone stopped wanting to care about seeing the Nasty Boys.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'd like to stand behind him in a Starbucks queue, right, and just tap him on the shoulder, lean in quietly, and just go, "You're a dick." And then
it was kind of a dick tweet. You know, it's using Verne Gagne's death as a.
Oh my god!
As a,
you know,
as a.
If it was because no one likes Russo. But
I name on this I was for this for I name Ole Anderson my worst person in professional wrestling this week.
I just don't like the fact that he used it as a platform for self-promotion.
Yeah, no, it's really
something that was, you know, like,
it's crass.
Show some fucking respect, you idiot. It's not about you soundbiting just to put your name out there for 30 seconds on the internet and the news and then all that shit. Like, seriously, show some fucking respect.
But anyway,
standing in Starbucks, tapping on the shoulder and just saying, "You're a dick."
I know.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, moving on from that, it's a sad story. But you know, talk about a guy who had a great full
Yes.
and long life.
Well, we can take that, yeah. You know
He's
what?
booking
Which
a
is
great wrestling show in heaven right now.
Exactly,
Macho Man Randy
exactly.
Savage.
Exactly. The great promotion in the sky just got the guy who knows how to hold the pencil and
I like
knows
to
how to
think
run
him
the
and
show.
Macho Man are up there right now watching a heaven's equivalent of Netflix in
That's
just in
well, no, we
WWE.
call that's what I call it. The wrestlers don't die; they just go to the great promotion in the sky.
Yep.
And the great promotion in the sky just got a pretty goddamn good booker. So
I like to think that when he walked, he got to the pearly gates. He saw Macho Man, and Macho Man just kicked the chair, necked him out, and just went, "Take a seat, brother."
welcome in, brother.
Yes.
Yeah. So Extreme Rules happened this Sunday. And one of us on this here show was actually in the building.
Yeah,
Hey,
you were in
name drop.
Chicago all weekend.
I
You
was in
know,
Chicago all weekend, and it was a total fluke story that we get up there. Oh, I don't want to call my voicemail. Total fluke story that we end up there. We had given up. We had given up hope throughout the weekend. We had reserved ourselves to not being able to go until a man came in from Queens, New York, and changed it all. Mr. Mike Greco took the bull by the horns and wasn't going to take no for an answer and said, no, we're going to Extreme Rules. When all hope was lost on a Sunday, we drove the long distance to Rosemont, Illinois, which I don't know if you've ever been in Chicago traffic. It's a fucking pain in the ass. It'd be great. I made the joke that they were
That's
recovering
why Batman
from.
drives a Tumbler. Chicago traffic.
I was made the joke that they were still rebuilding the city after the Transformers came and destroyed it.
nice.
But that's neither here nor there. But we made the long drive to Rosemont, Illinois, braved the traffic. I saw a bit of hope on the horizon as we got off the highway. As I saw the WWE private jet at the airport, just miles away, and I'm like, oh, that's a good sign. Vince McMahon himself is blessing us with his presence, as always. I knew he probably was.
Beard.
Yeah, sure, right. We get to the arena, which, ironically enough, the Allstate Arena, which I think has hosted 3 WrestleManias in its time.
Yeah, Chicago and New York always have gotten the most WrestleManias, I believe. So.
Well, no, just that particular building, the Rosemont, the former Rosemont Horizon, now what is the Allstate Arena. It has hosted itself 3 WrestleManias.
Yep.
More than Madison Square Garden.
What? Really?
Well, no, sorry, as much as Madison Square Garden.
Oh.
Yeah, so 1, 3, and 1, 10, and 20.
No, it was one. No, or Madison Square. No, I'm thinking
It was
Rosemont.
Rosemont Horizon was for the second WrestleMania.
2, 13, and 22.
2, 13, and 22.
And
so
then
3 WrestleManias.
New York,
and Madison Square Garden has had
1, 10, 20.
1, 10, and 20. So it's tied. It's held the most for WrestleManias. Other than that, it's right next to a Target. The most unassuming building you'll ever possibly imagine. Literally, if it weren't for the giant sign outside the back, you'd just drive right past it. It's literally right next to a Target. I'm sure the Target in the shopping plaza came later, but in the most unassuming building, I would not have pictured it to ever host 3 WrestleManias. We mosey on up to the ticket window, being denied tickets. We find a lovely gentleman out there who happens to have decent seats. I won't discuss what we paid for it, but we got a pretty good
Give us a
deal
ballpark
considering.
figure.
We paid at least. We'd say we'd played pretty good seats. If we had paid this amount of money for seats when tickets went on sale, we would have been on a prime location. But we had to pay the premium. It is we did business for what we would have paid on the aftermarket on stuff like StubHub and stuff like that. We got a very good deal.
Awesome.
You wouldn't have seen me on TV because we were behind the stage, but I definitely got a pretty good shot of everything that was going on behind the scenes, which is usually where I like to sit too, because that's where you see the real shit going down, man.
Yeah, you get that's you being in the business. You kind of like that backstage kind of
I do,
Behind the
and that's what's
curtain.
I was kind of because it was cool because before the show happened, while the pre stuff was going on the network, Dean Ambrose walks right by us. We were like 3 rows up from the floor on the first level, so Dean Ambrose walks right past us. We didn't really say anything. We're just like, "What's up, man?" I will say
Cool.
this: they do not do Renee Young justice by shooting her from the waist up. Do not. They need to do some more far away angles with her because, good lord, she is stunning. She
Wow.
was wearing something that would have done very well for her on TV. That's all I'm gonna say.
Awesome.
She made many a
She was
teenager.
wearing some.
Right.
If you look at what she was wearing on the pre-show stuff, she's wearing like some kind of yellow dress thing. Like I'm sure she looked really hot in it, but holy crap, it looked even better on TV. Yeah. But I was surprised by this in what I'm saying all the show because I genuinely enjoyed myself when I got home. I thought I watched a really great wrestling event. I had a prime view of the ring. Other than I got sat next to the famed Cookie Lady of the Midwest independent wrestling scene. Shout outs to the Cookie Lady, Lenora, who talked my ear off the entire thing and then proceeded to scream. She was a lovely woman, but 2 minutes into the main event when she's screaming for Seth Rollins to end it and she talks about like how smart she is into the business and then she just becomes a total fan. I was just like, all right, I can respect this, but it's getting kind of annoying. But
My ears hurting
she
now, love.
I took the bullet for my friends and
Well, told her to shut up.
No, I took the bullet for my friends and was like the person that she talked to the entire night. But
She a puncher. You only get these really annoying.
No,
people
she was a screamer though.
You in the leg and just
She
go,
was
Did you see that? Did you see that? Yes, I saw that because I'm here.
She was a screamer, and I guarantee you there's probably a period of time when there was nobody else yelling and, just her. So we'll go back and watch that.
She's my special needs cousin, people. I'm just here to protect her.
Go back and watch that match. You could pretty much hear her screaming the entire time.
Damn. Anyway,
it was fun. But what I was surprised to see, what I was surprised to read when I really shouldn't be all that surprised though. People were calling this the worst pay-per-view ever.
Really?
Was it really that bad?
no.
I thought I'd watched a great show.
Dude, some of this, I watched like some of the stuff from 95. A lot of the stuff 95 WWF is really bad. In all honesty. That was just a... But
Dungeon of Doom. Dungeon
The
of Doom.
tights
Man.
era, if you will, is what I believe it's referred to.
Boots and tights, man, boots and tights.
Yeah. It wasn't the worst. I mean, honestly, I went and took a shower during part of the Roman Reigns Big Show match because I just didn't care.
Oh, see, I think you missed a great match, dude.
And that's what I'm hearing.
Big Show made Roman Reigns look strong as hell.
I caught the end of it, though, but, I mean, yeah, he flipped the table on, but it looked like there were some good spots in there, It's just, and they were cheering the shit out of Roman Reigns, which I'm like, okay, I see what we got going on here. Now that he's not being shoved down our throats, and he's all of a sudden in the main event WrestleMania, and he looks like he's going to win the title.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, he's, okay, he does still need a little more mic work, on the stick, but no big deal. But now that I think fans are starting to get behind this guy, and it's happening more organically.
Yes.
Which
No,
is the
you're right with that. Which is
best
it's build slowly, softly, and have charisma when there's over orchestrated marketing campaign.
Yeah,
of
give him
shoving
some
it down your
adversity.
throat, you just can't be asked.
Yep. You just build this guy up, build him up, build him up. You just don't shoehorn him in, because then you get, WrestleMania when Brock is the heel and he's getting cheered like the face, and Roman's getting booed out of the building as a heel. And
I wouldn't call it being booed out of the building. I just think that crowd was overwhelmingly pro Lesnar.
Oh yeah, I think just like the Raw After Mania crowd that jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
And the Permanent face turn by Lesnar F5ing Michael Cole. Anyway, back to Extreme Rules before we get off on that.
There's a old cliche in this, but it's true and it works, which is softly, softly, catchy monkey. Go aggressive, you turn people off. I just equated wrestling.
Okay,
no,
that was just a really weird,
yeah, I
weird
was
quote.
kind of like, what?
Okay. I get it. I loved everything about this pay-per-view. I mean, granted, yes, my opinion might have been a little bit slightly skewed because I was in the building. I had a good time with friends and met new friends, and
hang on, sorry, new friend. It's not plural then.
Lenore, my the cookie lady, who talked my ear off the entire time.
Yeah.
The atmosphere must have been sick. Though.
I will say this, Chicago, you met expectations, but I thought you were going to be a little bit more rowdy. They were certainly more rowdy during the pre-show than they were at any time.
Whoever was
really.
running the freaking audio during the pre-show when Ambrose came up on the panel and started cutting his promo, you could hear him on TV. I guarantee no one else in the building fucking heard him. Whoever was running.
No, because that place went indiscriminately crazy as soon as they saw him, and it was like a good 5 minutes where they brought him through behind the stage where we were sitting on the camera side or on the production side, and 5 minutes went past by the time we saw him and the time the rest of the crowd realized he was there.
I have a really, really stupid question, but it's important
sir.
for me when I go to sporting events, which is how easily accessible are the toilets? If you need to take sluts?
I didn't have to, but I'm assuming there wasn't too much of a wait. I mean, there appeared to be enough bathrooms in the place.
Because my problem with sport events is I chug beer, Coke, and shit like that, and then all of a sudden just think, oh Christ, I gotta take a piss, and the toilet's all the way over there. I like to think in in an ideal world, when you go to these events, that literally it's 2 foot behind you. Excuse me, I got to take a whiz.
I went to Miller Park while I was in the Midwest, and I got particularly drinky at Miller Park.
Nice.
Particularly drinky.
I had about 4 or 5 beers, maybe 4. It was very. I had a very good time at Miller Park.
Never break the seal. It's a dangerous game, my friend.
No, I peed. I peed, but the bathroom was right up behind us, which was extremely convenient.
Awesome.
But okay, back to Extreme Rules.
I don't mean to cheapen that whole thing, but it's just important for me when I go to a sporting event that the bathrooms are easily accessible.
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely important. So, all right, back to Extreme Rules. Yeah. I was just really taken aback by everyone's opinions on this. I thought I saw a great match between Neville and Wade Barrett.
Yep.
I absolutely loved the whole beginning and end of the Chicago street fight.
Oh my God, that went almost an hour. I looked at the time on Wikipedia. It went like 56 minutes. Because they fought outside of the building. There's a meme online where I saw it. I don't know if I shared it on the group, but is in Harper in the car say, "Hey Dean, let's go master some titties" or something like that. It's like titties, and he's dies.
Just jumps right. I mean, that jump that he did to go right into the
beautiful.
The car. I mean, geez, great match by those guys. First of all.
And then they come back after the New Day win the titles, and Dean
wins. And there we go. We also saw new tag team champions. We saw the simultaneous double turn. We cannot question the fact that now the New Day are heels.
They cheated to win, and it's...
they cheated to win, and that's what Hey, it's gonna get these guys reactions. Maybe it's not the reaction that was initially intended when they were initially put together, but I've always said
that's a good heel match when you cheat.
Yeah, exactly. That match was one of my matches of the night, I thought.
Why do we think there is a backlash against this? Why did it get such negative?
I have no idea. I have to go back and watch it.
I don't understand it either.
Exactly. There was nothing that really upset me. Everything was even crisp. Even the Divas match was relatively entertaining. I didn't want to get up and leave my seat, mostly just because I thought that was going to be the general consensus.
And you weren't 5 beers in.
By the way, what the fuck was with Naomi's light up shoes?
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the light up shoes if she were still a face. The fact that they're going to go with this heel run with her now.
And she has similar glasses to Sasha Banks too. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
you're reading too deep now, Nick.
I think I am. Yes.
Okay. You got a little catty with that one too, Nick. I'm just gonna say.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't really understand going the light up shoes things, but it's cool. It gives her something to set her out from other divas other than her skin color and her gigantic ass.
Yeah.
I just wish
that's
there
right,
was
people,
like
we're
some.
not politically correct.
No, I mean that's basically. Those are the two things that set her apart from everybody else.
And the fact she's one of the few talented divas on the roster.
She is. She's getting there. She's getting there. She has
Naomi
a lot
has
of
never
work
been
to go.
bad. She's never been, at least, with Eva Marie, as bad as she is, she's at least trying to get better.
And she seems to be making strides.
Mary is a work in progress, I feel.
Yeah, I think Naomi is not quite ready. Like she mentioned AJ in her her big turn promo.
But
I think this is going to be the thing.
Right
yeah,
now.
I think she's going in the right way. I think this storyline that it's obviously inevitably going to lead to a Divas title match against Paige.
I mean, that's what they set up on Raw when Paige won that Battle Royale, and then got taken out by Naomi, who was pissed off.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be big for her and trying to move her to that main event level.
It's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
We're starting to see more divas that are, viable contenders for the title, and that we actually want to see.
They've got fucking sustainable ability.
That they're giving divas a chance.
Yeah, because half the divas just stand and just go, look, I got tits and I got ass.
I'm on Total Divas. Yes. Pay attention to me, God.
You always feel that they don't like it though to some degree, which is they don't like the fact that people don't take the divas credibly, but they don't help themselves with half the shit they turn out. And then when someone comes along like this, it's like work with it. You can make this credible. This is a person who not perfect, I mean, diamond in the rough.
Look at like Trish and Lita, two of the best women's wrestlers that the company has ever had. Gorgeous women who could wrestle your fucking ass off. I mean, they could wrestle rings around you. Period.
I think the biggest problem with the Diva Network, and this is going on a slight tangent, but hey, that's what I do, is they like eye candy before credibility, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is, yay, we know our main audience is probably a bunch of, horny teenagers, so let's just give them, fit birds in tight spandex. Whereas anyone who's a real wrestling fan I want to see technical achievement in ability. If they look hot, bonus, win. But I've moved beyond, well, I'm an old man. I've moved beyond, tits and ass, and I want to see a technically credible fight between two people instead of someone just standing up every second after they slam someone to the floor and just go, look at my tits.
I think we're going to get this out of Naomi and Paige once Paige gets back from her injury, quote unquote.
Come back, Paige, miss you. And I'm not creepy on this one.
So hoping I was a little creepy. I was so hoping it was going to happen at Extreme Rules. I would have marked out like a 12-year-old girl. Or boy, I just would have gone full. I would have lost. I would have lost my shit.
I would have so marked out like a 12-year-old girl or boy.
Or boy.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't even know anymore. That's how I am right now.
But you get what I'm saying, don't you? Which is, and you touched upon it, Brandon, and you did as well, Nick. Which is, it's just nice to see. It's not the finished product. She's not perfect, but it's just nice to see someone who
they're doing something
clearly,
with. They're doing something with her. and it's not a complete someone who's capable on the mic is getting the push.
I don't know
Someone
if you
who's
have the
capable in
same thing
ring.
over there in the newspapers, but as we call it over here, she's not quite page 3.
Yeah, no, she's not a page 3 girl. She's her own capable athlete that
And the reason I say that is normally you would think they would just go in the other direction, but like, oh wait, no, we might give this person a chance and let them shine.
I think she's gonna get that chance. I think Naomi is gonna get that chance. It's only a matter of time before she's wearing that silver butterfly.
They better not cheapen it though. If she gets a chance and gets what I personally think she deserves, they better not cheapen it and suddenly just go back to right now. Yep, you're here. Right, let's go back to being crass.
No, I think they're gonna give it to. I think they're gonna. She's gonna be a transitional champion. I think when they do give it to her, because let's face it, Paige.
Are you calling it right now?
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, she'll be able to be, she'll keep the belt warm when
she's gonna get. Yeah, she's gonna get more than one title run, but her first is gonna be keep the belt warm until Paige gets back.
Yeah, like how Edge, when he won his first WWE title and cashing in Money in the Bank, which was a great cash. I mean, he did it twice. He did it on Taker, which I think was a better one, because it was just boom. He wins it from Kennedy, and then the next SmackDown, he wins it from takes it from Taker. Miz when he cashed in, he was.
I got a story. Speaking about Kennedy, by the way, just tell your story.
Oh, so what I was saying, but what these well, Miz wasn't. He kind of was in a way, even though he had a longer run. Angry Miz Girl, it was great, but he was the afterthought in that WrestleMania main event, which I think was a shame because he was the WWE champion, but. Yeah, Naomi, she's going to hold the belt, and even the way Cena was when he won it at Money in the Bank. He wasn't going to hold that belt long. He was just going to hold it because Bryan got hurt and they needed someone in there to get conquered by Brock Lesnar, and it just happened to be Cena.
So, you mentioned somebody that I wanted to bring up this weekend because I had a
quickly,
funny...
just to end that
let me tell my story. Let me tell my story
Please.
First, and then go. Let me tell my bit, and then go to you. So, I had a funny semi-interaction this weekend at C2E2 with the gentleman you just interestingly named. I was at his booth, Mr. Kennedy, because he happened to have the same booth as Kevin Nash and Al Snow, and kind of where I default friends and I default at all times because we knew where it was and it was a cool place to meet up. Wrong booth for Mr. Kennedy to be at. Away from the guys because you have Kevin at one booth at one point in time. You have Kevin, Scott Hall, and X-Pac, Al Snow, who has his own little cool setup, and then Mr. Kennedy.
Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad.
Now rank from 3 to 1. Who you're gonna want to go see? And that pay your money to go see. I felt so bad for Kennedy. He just looks so bored. I mean, there are people that did go up and talk to him. I did see pictures with him at fans, but those were probably times he had the booth to himself. And
I would have gone up and talked to him. In all honesty,
So what you're saying is disparaging the booth is a boothable offense.
Oh God. You know what? Did you ever see his Instagram photo where someone went up with a Cowboys hat and he signed it? It's like "Go Packers," which was hilarious.
That's a great troll move. But
he is an asshole, and he's damn proud of it.
Sad Kennedy. It was almost as bad as Lonely Virgil. Just sitting there on his phone.
There's 2 fucking t-shirts right there. Sad Kennedy and Lonely Virgil.
Oh, Lonely Virgil's already a meme. That's already something that's already... I can't take credit for Lonely Virgil. But
yeah, dude, you gotta meet Kevin Nash, and who's looking more and more like the Dos Equis guy.
Every day. Who I should have bought a beer for, because I could have got him to record a bumper for... But I failed in that simple task. Tell the story that I told on the Untitled Movie.
Yes.
My interactions with a certain
the same.
Alright, so this is gonna make me seem totally stalkerish, but I met Noelle Foley this weekend for a very brief interaction. Convention at C2E2, And I just happened to notice from far away an attractive blonde girl with a CM Punk shirt.
Just made
So
it
I'm
sound like
like,
a Tom Hanks movie. I just happened to notice from far away.
well, that's how it was. I just, again, it's how my vision works. I was like, I saw an attractive blonde girl. I noticed the CM Punk shirt with like where he's dressed like Thor.
Nice.
And like as we rolled past, I fully recognized who she was. So I turned to my friend Lewis. I said, I'm pretty sure I just walked past Noelle Foley. He turns around, gets a glimpse at her. He realizes it too. We're both kind of like stunned, so we don't really stop. We just keep walking away from her for whatever reason.
You're circling like raptors.
Yeah. So then, like 5 minutes go past, and once we've like fully let it process that we just ran past Mick Foley's daughter, we go on the great idea to go. Let's go get a picture with her, no matter what.
That sentence. Don't ever start a sentence like that.
Yeah.
We've got this great idea.
This great idea to just like let's go find Noelle Foley so we can get a photo with her at no matter what the amount of expense of time or cost. So about 20 to 30 minutes go by. No sign of her meandering the convention floor. We go around about the spot where we met her, or where we first passed, and my buddy Lewis, aka Abdul Fahad of the Middle East Connection, breaking kayfabe like a motherfucker, notices her online. So we're like, all right, we got her.
When you said on that, by the way.
It was. We were very stalkerish, but I guarantee you we weren't the only people there. And the two gentlemen in the Joker costumes did the exact same thing. They just got a and we just didn't want to be super creepy and like hang out with those guys. So we go get a hot dog. We wait 10 minutes.
How much did you pay? Just curious for an event like this.
$5.99. It was $5.99 for a pretty good hot dog, by the way. But I'm just gonna say, in New York, I could have walked down the street and gotten, a better hot dog for extremely cheaper. Yeah, but yet again, another advantage over Chicago to New York. But so 20 minutes more goes past, and she finally comes out of the CM Punk photo op. We notice her. I'm like, all right, my friend Lewis is a little nervous when it comes to the women. He's like, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to be the one to go up and talk to her. And that just like puts the pressure on me.
Oh,
and here's, folks, can I just set this up? Here, folks, is where the irony is. He said he was a little nervous.
and here's where it all goes to shit. So Noelle's like right in front of us. I walk up to her. It's like, hey, Noelle, can we get a photo with you? And she's like, you want a photo with me? I'm like, yes, we want a photo with you. I think you're gonna be a huge star. Yada yada yada. She's like, all right, she agrees to it. I'm like, cool. I'm Lewis. This is my friend Brandon. I've literally botched my own name. I botched.
Did you have an out-of-body experience? Could you see yourself out yourself, look at you from the corner of the room and just go fail?
Again, people who know what Noelle Foley looks like, know how stunningly beautiful she is. My heart rate was already going at an accelerated pace. When that happens and I see Lewis just start to smile at me, I thought I was gonna die. I literally thought I thought my heart was gonna leap out of my chest at this point, like Roger Rabbit. So I recovered from that. I said, "Fuck, I'm Brandon. That's Lewis." I should have just rolled with it, but whatever.
Did she at least think it was cute?
I don't know. She probably laughed. I definitely did go fuck. And made Lewis. What she commented that I have in my backpack. I have a old Metro North train stub. She's like, that's an interesting place to put that. I'm like, what else am I gonna put there? So meanwhile, the fast is like 6 months old anyway. So yeah, she was perfectly nice. Took a photo with the both of us, and now I have a legendary story about meeting Mick Foley's daughter and botching my own name.
True story.
She's very nice. She was very nice, and she's somebody again. I've said this before. I'm pretty sure she's been snatched up by the WWE, so it's only a matter of time before you see her on your TV doing something. She's gonna be a big. She's got a bright future ahead of us. That young lady. So.
True story, by the
Yeah.
way, Brandon. I showed it to my twin brother. Who
Go check out, see the photo on Brandon's
See
Facebook,
the,
by the way.
see the photo on my Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know, a really cool photo. It did
Yep,
happen. I didn't tag
along
her.
with the other ones, and some they comment on Facebook at 2 in the morning after being out drinking. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, don't even tell me. I was gone this entire weekend.
hell yeah.
Totally.
True story. I showed that picture to my twin brother, who knows of my internet shenanigans, shall we say. And I just went, check it out, look who he's met. And my brother wasn't interested. He just went, I don't know who she is, but who's the bloke who looks like McCready? I went, Ian, to the point, show some fucking respect, you knob jockey.
So I met a legend's daughter this weekend.
You know, why do I get the feeling Noelle's dating life in high school involved the barbed wire baseball bat?
Yeah, no, I can imagine that there was only, but Mick's I can only imagine Mick's a nice guy. So
He's got to be just the nicest guy on the planet. I just make the joke, just the barbed wire bat, because there would be,
I would be intimidated. And what's apparently she's
whose idea was the 2 thumbs up, by the way?
Mine, just because I didn't have anything else to do. That's my default.
It's like you look like Chewbacca high-fiving a quarterback, and she looks like slightly, I'm just doing it because he asked me.
she played it off well. Like she just like she seemed like taken aback. Like people wouldn't want to. People. What? Oh, her CM Punk T-shirt.
That's yours. You look like you're prep.
I'm pretty sure I'm wearing the same shirt I'm wearing in the photograph, the red Game of Thrones shirt. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing right now.
Why haven't you bended the peak on your cap, by the way? That's the one thing that disconcerts me about this picture.
Oh, I don't. It's a fitted cap. I don't.
No, you're supposed to sit there for 2 hours a night, bending the peak to suit your Fraulein.
I don't do that anymore. I keep it gangster. Keep it straight.
Anyway.
So
back to Extreme Rules.
To Extreme Rules.
Me Arse match.
The Kiss Me Arse matches I thought was an interesting concept. I mean, I thought that was a predictable outcome. I will say, my friends and I, Mr. Greco, Mr. Alarda, and Mr. Dia, Mr. Lewis, just call him Lewis. I don't know if I used the gimmick name or what have you, but we were 5 for 5 on the night as far as booking goes. We pretty much called everything that was gonna happen.
I do love how Sheamus he's like, he loses, but
he's healing it up.
He doesn't
bro.
pay up because he's a heel. That's what he fucking does. Like,
yeah, I mean,
did you really think I was gonna kiss his arse? Fuck you.
People thought that was actually gonna happen. Like he thought he was actually gonna
He was milking it beautifully too. Like
yeah.
Well, damn it!
And the fact that it was even the fact that what made it worse is Ziggler won with a roll up. Like if Ziggler hit him with a zigzag and knocked him out and stuff like that, that would have been one thing. But he lost in the cheapest way possible, to a roll up.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great ending to a great match.
Distraction roll up, but that's besides the point. Anyway,
at least it wasn't a wacky roll up.
Really, but
wacky roll up guy. But again, these people had a problem. There were people on the internet that had a problem with that match.
Why?
I didn't see the problem. And the people that thought, great, my good friend Mr. Sean Walker had a problem with Big Show and Reigns. Said it was overbooked. I'm like, overbooked? I mean, they went.
I thought it was a very solid match.
Yeah, they went good 20 minutes. They did pretty much everything they could. Roman Reigns went through 2 goddamn tables.
Yep.
I mean, the Big Show was even super healing it up at the beginning of the match when, he brings Reigns brings the table out. The crowd pops for it, and then Big Show just smashes.
Exactly. Which was here it comes.
And then he puts the table back under. I thought those were great, subtle performances from Big Show. But people thought it was overbooked. I wonder if people saw the same thing that I saw.
To be perfectly honest, that's the nature of the beast when you give them the internet and they can hide behind their monitor, which is, I could have done it better. No, you couldn't. You're a skinny little 12-year-old twat. Shut up. Do you not understand how this works? No, I thought it was a really,
No.
really, really solid match, and I really enjoyed it. And I, like you said, I don't understand this fucking naysaying shite that's come out on the internet since.
Yeah.
Oh,
Worst
but
pay-per-view ever? Like, I
No. I mean, the Raw before you had Orton RKOing everybody, Slater's getting RKO'd was hilarious. They're sitting there and catering, and all of a sudden, fuck, you see Rowan get up, and boom, he goes through gets RKO'd through a table. I might as well just fucking bring up Rusev versus Cena.
thought that was a great match, too.
It
I thought
was,
there was...
predictable outcome, obviously, because, Cena wins
yeah,
as
that
well.
was the only downside,
You know
which
what,
is you
though?
saw the end coming a mile away. But...
You know what, though? I think... Here's what I'll take away from the pay-per-view, just to, sum it up and put a nice bow on it. It was a solid pay-per-view that continued every storyline on it in a good enough way to keep us all interested going into the next couple weeks. The Raws before Payback.
I mean, Rollins using the SKO and winning the cage match was beautiful. He should have just outright came on Raw. I used the Diamond Cutter. I didn't use the RKO.
No, he called it the Ace Crusher. Just call it what it's called, man.
I mean, call it the SKO. Just even more just smarmy, snide type of, deal.
Just to like solidify the fact
great
that
ending to a
this
great
guy's
match.
Distraction roll up, but that's beside. Yep. I mean, it wasn't the worst pay-per-view ever. So you can pretty much best way to sum it up.
Far from it. I don't even see how people could even
Well,
call it the worst
that's
pay-per-view.
what annoyed me, which is if you look at, and if I'm going to be completely honest, there's some pretty fucking god awful pay-per-views that have gone down that are criminally
absolutely.
and shit, and this was so far removed from that. So why are they branching it into that fucking pocket? People will whine because they're allowed to whine, I guess.
I think, I've seen some horrendous pay-per-views. I mean, anything from WCW 2000 can rank up there.
Sorry,
what was the one? What was it? Spring Stampede, when they had the fucking all those tournament matches and like one or two matches went over 5 minutes. Like a complete clusterfuck. Like right after the reset, that one was bad. But and a lot of stuff from '95, but this wasn't. I think the only problem I really have with the Cena Rusev thing going is the fact that it's going into an I Quit match, and it's like, really, because the backstage segment where Rusev was yelling at Lana, it looks like they're further teasing that split.
Yeah, and I got a little theory about that after you say your point.
Okay. Well, so, Lana goes in the authorities' office to get another match, and then to find out that's an I Quit match, I'm thinking, okay, so we couldn't understand. I had no idea what Rusev was saying. I swear to God, if he was demanding an I Quit match with Cena, he's proved how dumb he really is, because Cena doesn't lose these. He has never lost an I Quit match. In the 10 years since he won the WWE title the first time, he's beaten JBL, Randy Orton, Miz. He's beaten multiple people in I Quit matches. He doesn't lose these things. That's just me. I think they could have gone with any other match. I don't know why. I Quit matches really have... I honestly, I think the last great I Quit match was Cena JBL, which is one of my favorite matches of all time, by the way.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I think the way they chose the match, the match they chose. I mean, it clearly shows that they're not going to give Rusev the title after this. So he's going to be, losing to Cena. Is that what I think it is? Oh fuck, it's not. thought I saw something that would have made my night go a little bit better, but it wasn't. Anyway,
you saw a DeLorean, didn't you?
yeah, I saw a DeLorean. Exactly. The choice of the I Quit match really kind of gives away the ending a little prematurely, because obviously...
Yeah, that's, I think, the biggest thing I could take from it. Like, unless they decide to completely swerve us and pull the Rock Mankind 99 finish.
Yeah, like
which
Lana...
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, Lana secretly records John Cena saying "I" and quit, and plays it.
And it just
like
yeah, because I think that's the only way you could feasibly see Cena losing it. and then he
Yeah.
could come out and build it up like it's the final match between Cena and Rusev. You build it up to where, he will not get the title again after this or whatever. I think it can work, but the
I
fact
think
that
no. I think this is they're ending the feud with this match. Obviously, Rusev is probably going to lose to Cena. And it's just going to be the end of Rusev's involvement with Lana. And remember how I said this originally, that I was afraid of what they were going to do with Rusev after they separate him from Lana. He might just become an afterthought. I think I figured it out, what they could do with him to keep him relevant, to keep him looking real strong, and to keep him in the upper main event portion of the card going forward.
Mhm.
They're going to put him with the Authority. He's going to become the new Authority strongman after this.
I like
It's
it.
it's the only way to keep him relevant. It's the only way to keep heat with him, and it's the only way to just keep fans interested in him, because we've shown without her, he is really nothing. He just is a tough guy,
Mhm.
Russian tough guy.
Yeah, as far as
Yes.
I'm concerned, he also wins life because he is dating Lana, so he wins.
They had that great moment on her Instagram account because they were photographed at the Nashville Predators game, and they made some sort of like quippy remark about it. It's like we teach these silly Americans how to play hockey or something like that. I forget what it was, but he's like, clearly she's a fan of the team. He's just there because
She wanted to go.
she's there. He says looks like he has no interest in hockey whatsoever. She looks like she's dead ass into it. Like
Yep.
couldn't be
Good
more
guy,
content.
Rusev.
Good guy Rusev takes his girlfriend, breaks kayfabe, takes his girlfriend to a hockey game. Good guy Rusev.
Yep. Well, I guess we can get off Extreme Rules now because
I think I pretty much think we've covered everything about that, because you mentioned some things on Raw, and there was a bit of controversy going into Raw this week. We'll talk about this going into our second portion of the show, but they clearly must have been reading my mind or listening to the show when I suggested a few weeks ago, and on several other editions of this fair show, that they bring the King of the Ring back, and they brought the King of the Ring
Oh
back.
yes.
So we just like to say, long live King Bad News Barrett. Long may he reign.
I think what you meant to say
God
was,
save the king.
you're welcome.
Yes, God save the king.
Mm-hmm.
The King Barrett, first
him
of
and
his
Neville
name.
in the finals was great. I haven't seen the stuff yet, but
I haven't seen the tournament yet either, but if it's anything like the match that they had on Sunday, I will not be disappointed.
And they're not burying Neville. Let's get that out of the way. I don't know why people say, "Oh, Neville's buried." No, he's not. He made it to the finals of the King of the Ring. That still says something. He got his stuff in. He had
in 1 month in the company, he's wrestled the WWE champion, the quote-unquote best worker on the roster in Dolph Ziggler. He's wrestled one of the top heels in the company in Bad News Barrett, beaten him on a pay-per-view clean. They're not burying Neville.
Yeah.
He lost against Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins is the WWE champion.
Yeah, you like to use that word. I don't think you know what it means.
Exactly.
I think the problem with that is people, when they look at stuff like this, is they lack a little phrase I like to call perspective.
Really? Yeah, I mean,
look at it in the turn of the events, the things that happened. As you said, Brandon, he lost against him because that's what would happen. Doesn't mean he's buried. Doesn't mean he's gone.
Plus, it's not like beating the champion on Raw nets you a title match. That's been proven in the past.
It's not like even Seth Rollins just completely wiped the floor with him in a squash match. They had a legitimate competitive match. They went back and forth.
Did you just say squash match?
That's what they call it, a match when John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. That was a squash match.
Zayn and Neville from TakeOver Rival.
I just thought you actually meant him in squash.
That was a much better, story told, honestly. I guess you can call Kevin Owens the Brock Lesnar of NXT.
Exactly.
By the way, next NXT special will be on May 20th.
I gotta catch up on my NXT because
and I'll just leave it at that, because if I say anything else, it's gonna hit spoiler territory. So
Pretty much figured out what they're doing.
yeah,
You know. Um,
I had to explain to someone at work the other day what NXT was.
I had to explain to a lot of people what NXT is, and I usually have to explain them that it's the first of all probably best thing in wrestling right now. But I haven't.
Yeah, yeah,
watched
exactly. And like, what is the idiot at work who kind of watches some wrestling, but not a lot, and then takes a piss out of me because he knows, mainly thanks to you guys, give me this disease, this affliction, if you will, of liking wrestling, and it just goes, I don't get NXT, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. Like, no, you're missing the point. It has a purpose. It exists for a reason. It's a very viable product. If it didn't exist, we wouldn't get top tier wrestlers. So shut up and fuck off.
It exists to prove that Triple H is a goddamn genius.
that man knows what the fuck he's doing. I mean,
Exactly.
say what you will about Triple H. Oh, he married Stephanie, and now he's got all this power. Fuck off. That guy knows what he's doing. I can imagine that
he would have gotten to the same position he is now were it not for his wife. Like, I have a feeling that even if he retired without being married to Stephanie McMahon, he would be on the course.
Exactly, he's credible. He's a good.
He would be on the course to get to the position where he is at now, if he wasn't already there. But yeah, back to the burying Neville thing. I don't know from where it comes from.
you just see people on Twitter like I'll see it like, and I know.
I think if anything, they're burying Neville. If anything, burying Neville is giving him that stupid cape.
I honestly don't. I mean, it's not as bad. You know, when they were talking, we're gonna give him like a Mighty Mouse gimmick. I thought they were gonna go full blown with it, but like, I mean, he's got pyro. He's got all this great entrance. The music's still there.
Speaking of the pyro, by the way, if for future effect for anybody who sits behind the stage at a WWE show, bring earplugs and remember when the pyro cues are, because believe me, the first couple ones scared the absolute crap out of me, and Ryback's thing and the flag coming down for Cena. I thought I was going to have a heart attack by the end of the night. Or be deaf, or both. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, what was it like a fucking... What was it, this side fucking thing here? I think I remember hearing some story about some woman suing Justin Bieber because she went deaf because of his music. Because she was like, right, I guess, really close to whatever the stage, like... Really?
Wow, really?
Yeah. It was something ridiculous like that. I'm thinking...
If you went deaf because of his music, think yourself lucky, love. The rest of us wish we could.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely great advice, Brandon. If I ever go to a wrestling... I mean, I'm actually going to one here in Great Falls on June 11th where, like, Bret Hart... I got, like, the VIP, so I get to meet, like, Bret Hart.
Awesome.
I shared the article, the link, the announcement on the group.
Get him to soundbite us.
I'll see if he
will. If you can, you know.
Yeah.
I put it this way. I know I said a lot of those things. I was trying to get. I was gonna get CM Punk to do a thing for us. I met CM Punk for like 30 seconds, like, and not to take anything back from him, but you know, yeah. Granted, it was. I did, but you know, it was what it was. My friend Matty Ming didn't have to pay, and he had a particularly. I just like, you know, maybe not add a little bit of advice to CM Punk.
Your friend's name sounds like he's a Marvel supervillain.
Matty Ming. Matty Ming is the closest thing to a supervillain that I know. Yes. Mm-hmm. In real life. But yeah, no, my interactions with Punk were extremely brief. I literally only did.
Take us through it.
It was, you know, I had no line for his thing because it was like around going towards the end of his signing. Period, I guess you could say, because he was doing signings and photo ops, and they were available at two different spots. So it was a little bit towards the end of his signing period. I walked right up to the front of his line. There was no waiting. I bought a really cool pro wrestling shirt from the good folks at Pro Wrestling Tees. I talked to those people there. I told them that they should have had a booth here because they would have totally made a killing. They should also do the Pro Wrestling Tees distribution at the 1 Hour Tees, because we went to 1 Hour Tees and we were quite disappointed to learn that we can't buy Pro Wrestling Tees there, even though on the outside of the building there's nothing but pro wrestlers in their shirts from ProWrestlingTees.com along the outside.
Wait, back up.
Yeah,
Really?
I know, Dave. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
gotta
seems totally
order something.
weird, right?
Yeah.
That's an oxymoron right there.
Totally weird. But I go up, I get my my shirt made from them, pay my $50 to get the autograph, and then pay for the shirt. Go up to him, I said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Shake his hand. I bullshitted
Did he
for.
shake your hand and say, "I love your work," and John Carpenter?
He didn't make a McCree joke. I'm kind of glad
Sorry.
he didn't. He kind of just seemed like not bored to be there, but it was just going
Was he going
towards
through
the
the?
end of
Was
his
he
day.
basically going through the motions?
Yes, that's basically the closest
As in,
thing I could
I'm
say.
here.
But
It's a paycheck. Yep.
but
Take this
he
fucking
didn't
outside it.
seem glib with me or anything like that. I asked him about how how the training was going, if he was looking forward to the fight. He's like, yeah, just I want it to be over with, but training's fun. Can't wait to punch people in the face and get paid for it. And
Awesome.
I'm like, cool, man. I'm like, cool. I'm like, I'll be watching. You got a fan for life.
The
Shook his
rest of
hand.
us do it on a Saturday night and get arrested.
Yeah, exactly. It was all of maybe 30 seconds.
Just kind of a brief, deal. Which is
Yeah,
cool,
exactly.
I think.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
pretty sure he's had a lot of people go up to him at that and just ask him about wrestling or whatever. And I'm like,
Exactly, and that's exactly what I did.
I guess that you can't blame them for going through the numbers with the simple fact that he's turned up, which is brilliant.
Well, it's not like he had very far to go. He lives.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
No,
he's got to be just
he's
enjoying
turned
life
up and he's
now,
given
though.
fan service because so many people don't. But at the same time, you can't blame him, I guess, for 1551, number 2 in front of me. I love you.
Yeah.
You're a great wrestler. Sign, pass.
Yeah, I
Bye.
mean, there were other people there that were there. Like, well, my friend Greco went to go meet him on Saturday. He got the photo op. There was a guy that walked up to him that had like a Vince McMahon shirt on. He goes, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And he goes like, "Dude, I don't."
Seen it all before, bitch. Fuck off.
Like, I don't care
like-
anymore. I'm out of there.
Yeah,
I'm done.
exactly. Like I don't know.
I'm
I'm sure you got
enjoying
plenty
life.
of that. Yeah, I'm sure you got plenty of that. So he's
I'm rich, bitch. Sorry.
Yes. Like, he's set for life. He doesn't need to do anything. He can just do
That's-
his own thing. And that's
Yeah,
That's
it.
what I was kind of touched upon, which is, fair play that maybe he's crunching numbers and going through the books and stuff, but didn't have to be there. I know he's getting paid for it, but fair play for giving something back to the people who want to meet him.
Yeah, he wasn't totally glib. Like, he talked hockey with my friend Greco during their photo op, so he seemed like he was a genuinely cool person. My friend Matty Ming, though.
This is going to change my opinion of him forever. Who's
Yeah,
this hockey
exactly.
team?
Oh, he's a Blackhawks fan. He's from Chicago. Of course he's.
That's it. You're dead to me. It's Habs or nothing. Fuck off, you prick.
Well,
Sorry.
looks like.
Oh, where'd
the
that come
Habs
from?
The Habs are The Habs are sitting at home, watching
No,
hockey.
go on.
Pretty sure
I'm
that's
fully
what happened.
aware of the penance that
Pretty
I
sure.
paid supporting the
Pretty sure.
Habs.
Pretty sure that happened. Let's go Rangers. Anyway,
Right. I mean, I love you, but prick.
yeah, he seemed like he was. I wouldn't say
Well,
disinterested.
Fair play for being there,
But-
because at the end of the
Exactly.
day, it's
He wasn't glib.
Yeah,
He wasn't glib. He
and
shook my
it's
hand. He shook my hand. He said, "Do you want to make it out personally or just sign it?" I'm like, "No, man, make it out, personalize it." I did think it was interesting that he wasn't selling any WWE related like things. His
That's
promo
not
photos
racist,
were
actually.
the selection of photos you could choose from were his UFC promo photo,
Cool.
his like what I guess we call official headshot or something like that.
Headshot. You make him sound like he's on America's Most Wanted.
Or his for auditions
No, I know what
and
you mean.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'm thinking.
A shot of him throwing out first pitch at a Cubs game. Pictures of him in Blackhawks gear, and I think old ROH shot. No
Should have turned up with a
WWE.
hat shirt and said, "I bought this for you, son. Put it on." Oh shit, I bought it for you, son. Because you're real strong.
That would have been a little bit awkward. I wouldn't want to make it awkward. But
But
yeah, that was
like I
my.
said, he was there, he did it. You know, the fans they wanted to meet him, and he was happy to do so. So take some credence
I didn't
there.
know exactly. I didn't know if I should tell my Colt Cabana story, the story where Colt Cabana calls me an asshole for
Well, you
wearing the
can't
same shirt
fucking
as him.
say that now and not tell us, you dick.
Oh, really?
I've told the Colt Cabana story before.
Well,
Damn.
not to us.
I'm pretty sure I've told it on this show before. Yes.
Well, humor me because I may be
Well, all
Go
right.
back in the
So
archives, find it, people.
yeah, well, okay. I was wearing Colt Cabana and I were on the same show in a couple years ago. We both had. I was wearing the famed that I think they give to everybody now as soon as you join up with a promotion, the support independent wrestling barbershop window shirt. I was walking through the back of the locker room where Cabana was getting dressed, ready to go for his match with my friend Ricky Richards that night.
Do all your friends sound like supervillains?
Yes, Ricky Richards is also the closest thing I know to our actual real life supervillain.
That's not fair. My friends have names like Jason.
So I walk back into the back. I don't see him sitting there. I just hear this very familiar voice go, "Hey, asshole! We're wearing the same shirt." I look over. Cabana's got his, cut off Sport Independent Wrestling shirt on over his gear, and I'm just like, "Well, I'm sorry, bro." Like, kind of look and stuff like that. We laughed it off, and then I, said, "Hey, thanks for doing what you do, and thanks for entertaining me, and I do stuff now because of you." That was it. That's the Colt Cabana story. Colt Cabana calling me an asshole.
that's a great story.
Yeah. Hey, asshole.
Okay,
What the
you
fuck?
could say that at your wedding.
Yeah, Colt Cabana called me. No, next time I see Cabana, it's like, I don't know if you remember this, but first time you saw me, you called me an asshole. Jokingly called me an asshole.
Jim Davidson, who's a British stand-up comic, made my friend cry at my Christmas party, and I called him a cunt to his face.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because you made my friend cry, you wanker. You're a cunt. Sorry.
So
Never
there
mind,
was a little bit of a controversy on Raw this week.
Yeah,
That happened during the King of the Ring qualifying matches that they had on Raw. Unfortunately, I was watching Raw. That was our last full day in Chicago, so we got the lovely waitress to turn on, the lovely waitress at Timmy O'Toole's to turn one of the TVs to Monday Night Raw. So
I hope you tipped her.
we did. We tipped her. She made out pretty good on us. That's all I'm saying. She
You just
almost
made
got
her sound like a prostitute, by the way.
She made out pretty good. She made out pretty well for an 8-person table.
Yeah, but isn't that great though when they do that? When you actually ask someone in a bar and which is, excuse me, can you do me a favor? Can you put it on this channel because I want to watch this? And normally just say, sorry, house rules. But you're like, no, I want to watch this. I don't want to watch this fucking guy with.
I think if it was 4 of us, that the chances of that go down about half. But the fact that there was 8 of us and it was almost like a $300 bill.
So she was a gangbanger.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She kindly obliged. But apparently there's a bit of gaff.
Yeah. So now I don't watch Raw live because I don't have cable because I'm a cheap bastard. So apparently during one of the Neville matches,
say that there's something wrong with that. Welcome to my fold.
yeah. So JBL and Booker T were on commentary and they were talking about past King of the Rings, and JBL brought up Owen Hart because they're talking Bret Hart yada, and Booker said, well, Owen Hart basically was something along the lines of Neville defies gravity, Owen Hart didn't defy gravity, and that's it was, and like, oh god, oh boy.
I can imagine there was an audible pause after he said that.
I would hope that no one back there told him to say that, but if it had been anybody else, no problem. I mean, even Randy Savage, who's known for flying around the ring, he didn't die by falling.
No. Yeah, I hope there's really not any serious fallout from Booker T. I know Booker T didn't mean anything malicious by it.
Probably Smith Hart, I believe, he said something about on Facebook a day or two later, and he was, understandably upset because that was his brother, and I can understand that, but there was nothing malicious meant by Booker T at all. It was just a really, really horrible, poor choice of words. It's like the infamous promo with Harlem Heat and Sherry when he called
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. I think it's one thing we know. Booker T is good for a hilarious soundbite once every 20 years, roughly, give or take. A really hilarious soundbite once every 20 years.
He's like a lunar eclipse in that way.
Pretty much.
Yep. But I mean, King of the Ring, Barrett. We had the Jericho podcast.
Yeah, that was I thought really good. I'm continuing to like these live with Jericho podcasts that they seem to be doing on the network because he really brings out the human aspect of whoever he's interviewing.
I mean, you're not going to get some insanely tell-all interview. He's a company guy, so you're not going to see any really probing questions. But
you know what? That's never been Jericho's gimmick really on his show.
But I mean, it was a great. I just like Stephanie talking. You just see her eyes light up talking about her kids and how they were just talking about all the old stuff they did. He quickly brought up the bottom, the brutal, disgusting, filthy,
bottom feeding trash bag hoe. Yeah.
Yeah, which is always hilarious, and the fact that Vince is like, oh yeah, you can call my daughter a slut, but you better get the maximum effect out of it.
Yeah, but just pause for a while afterwards.
Yeah. Jericho brought up because they started talking about Vince, like, he's giving me the finger. Because, Vince was back there. It's like, oh, God, why are they... Stop talking about me, please. But it was great.
Yeah, I think Jericho's the perfect guy to have this interview series. I'd like to see them even interview non-wrestling people just to... of course, obviously fans. Obviously, they have to be fans of the WWE product. But I'd like to see Jericho interview, non
it's like the Pierre Burton. He brings out the human aspect of people, which
exactly.
Which is you watch these people, any sports star, and let's be honest, it may make us like idiots on the fence, but you want to know about the other aspects of their life. We know what you do for a living, and it's great and it's awesome, but let us in for a little bit, because that's what, let's be honest, without wanting to sound creepy, that's what we all want to see.
Stephanie told a great Andre the Giant story. She was just all these kind of backstage stories, how she transitioned kind of her way through the business, and all the odd, internships she had, and it was just a really cool.
A great moment for Stephanie, really humanizing moment. Another great thing that I think we haven't mentioned on this show yet, that Stephanie McMahon has been nominated for an Eisenhower Fellow. Was nominated for an Eisenhower Fellowship.
Right?
That's like a huge thing. That's I guess you can't call wrestling this backstage carny thing when you have one of their chief branding officers nominated for an Eisenhower Fellowship. Now it is, I think, the thing that has fully legitimized WWE, I think. And, she's still got a long way to go, I think, to do that. But, I think now that the fact that she has reached this, been given this chance and this opportunity for this fellowship, she can only do good things from it. And she's clearly demonstrated that by going to China.
Yeah.
I mean... That's huge business for WWE, I think, going forward.
Didn't say doo-doo. I'm upset.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's good for Jericho. I don't know if you guys seen it this week, but I just watched it before I fell asleep, right before this show. Mick Foley's 1-hour comedy special.
I have not seen it yet.
Holy crap, is it hilarious. He says it himself, he's not a stand-up comedian.
I saw it. My brain just went, nah, it's not right.
he says it himself. He's not a stand-up comedian, but the stories he tells and the way he performs it is absolutely great. And the joke he does tell some jokes.
Yeah.
He does tell some jokes, and even they're like hilarious. Like, what's the difference between the Miz and the 100 Years' War?
The 100 Years' War is over.
At some point in time, yes, the 100 Years' War was over. Um, what's the difference between
True story. Someone
the
asked
Miz?
how 100 years war lasted. I mean,
And it
what are
was
you
114 years.
clues in the question, you twat? Carry
It's
on.
it's 114 years. That's what it was. So yeah.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No one does expect the Spanish Inquisition. Um, anyway, what was I gonna say? I completely lost my train of thought.
My bad. Sorry. I apologize. I'll go and sit on the
That's
noise
okay.
there.
It's not your fault. Uh,
Drugs
oh,
are
say
bad.
yeah. So, what's the difference between the Miz and a sphincter?
I don't know.
A sphincter is a ring in the bum. There you go. And those are the
You
two
just
bits of
can't
my.
write shit like that.
Those are my
Oh,
two.
Miz. Permanent
My two.
punchline.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's a very, very entertaining and hilarious special
Well,
from.
Mick Foley is just a funny, likable guy, so.
Yeah, and it's
It's one of the
it
few
was
people
fun.
that you look at and you think, I'm pretty sure you're exactly like that in person. Don't call me out
Yeah.
on that.
So what else is there to talk about this week? Oh, Daniel Bryan. We finally have an
Yes.
injury update on Daniel Bryan. It's okay, I guess you could say. He said he could be out for at least until the end of May. Well, because we can breathe a sigh of relief. It's not
do we, do
indefinitely
we, do we have a
anymore.
final confirmation on what the severity of his injury is?
I think it was a concussion, and yeah, it was just
Hmm.
generally, nothing serious than that, nothing neck related, just a concussion, and he'll be out for
I like the way you jumped, just a concussion.
just a concussion. Well, I mean, for a guy who just coming off neck surgery the year before, just the
Yeah,
concussion is
true.
a good way to say it, a good way to call it, I think. But that being said, I think his this now that the injury has finally been given a term length. If they were going to take the Intercontinental title off Daniel Bryan, they were going to do it. The fact that they're not doing it leads them to believe that they're going to stick with the
I'm quite
belt
surprised he didn't
on
get the
him.
concussion during that fight, to be perfectly honest. But
Of course, it didn't. From that great ladder spot that he took.
I've never looked at ladders in the same way since. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Every time I walk
mean,
down the high street and I see a ladder, my brain just goes, pick it up and twat someone in the face. It'll be really funny.
guys
Sadly,
instinct, that's all.
because I don't have WWE lawyers behind me, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, or anything of that nature.
Yep.
So
If I could be bold, I know it's going back to a couple of podcasts beyond, but below, sorry. That was probably my favorite part of WrestleMania was the ladder match. Sorry, you can call me a twat for liking
yeah,
it.
I thought I totally agree. I thought that was a great part. I
thought on paper it's going to be an absolute clusterfuck of bollocks. And
Which-
then when I watched it, I'm like, this is actually pretty good. And then, especially I forget his name. In my defense, I've been drinking. The super suplex off the ladder. Oh fuck!
Oh man.
Does it start?
Yeah,
Start.
Yeah, totally, man, totally. It just goes to show you that when people, large groups of in large man matches like that, multiple man matches with like 4 or more, you got to have your spots worked out perfectly.
It also comes down
And
to, though,
Well,
it is people, fans don't write something off on paper because you think it looks stupid. Because I'll openly admit, I thought this thing on paper was fucking
yeah, look what
ridiculous.
I
And then
did
I
with
watched it.
Roman and Big Show. I went, took a shower, and I missed what sounded like a really damn good match. So
you missed a really good match. I'm telling you, a really good last man standing match, and it had a really unique ending to it. And I don't get what anybody says that was overbooked or they
yeah,
couldn't watch that
I
match.
mean, well,
The crowd seemed like they were into it the entire time, but
yep. I mean, what
who
was it?
knows?
It was on Jericho's podcast when he had Bubba Ray Dudley on, and they were talking about that Raw 4-team TLC match, and they were talking about how he had to have multiple spots. Worked. You had to pretty much have everything worked out in the back, because then Bubba Ray got a concussion and like a bad one too. So yeah, it's one of those things that you can wing a 3-man match pretty easily in the ring, but when you have that many guys, that many bodies flying around, you kind of have to have everything worked out in the back. So yeah, I mean that was a really good match. I mean I love just WrestleMania is gonna come away from me as the biggest cash in ever with Rollins.
I think that's the one thing we can take away from that. And we're seeing how this is going to go in going into Payback. We finally got the Payback main event was set. I think it was pretty much an obvious choice that
Yep.
everyone was going to make. That we'll
Yeah,
see, man. We'll see. I think though, guys, I think we've pretty much hit all the fucking bases
Yep.
of this show for the week.
Yeah, Burhan will be back next week. Tomorrow.
Yes.
Will be.
You're doing IGG tomorrow for him.
It is a pre-tape.
Oh.
Yep.
I might need some help for making that live, by the way. Damn you, Burhan, for entrusting important shit to me.
I know, but we trust you because we know you can get it done. We know you're good.
You don't know me very well, then, do you?
So yeah, the pre-tape, and then Burhan will be back on everything next week, so I don't have to record shit. I can actually just be on Skype on my Xbox One.
I can
you don't have to
just
do any.
Xbox.
You don't have to be any. You don't have to do any production. You just could, sit there and bullshit like I do.
Yep.
So let's get our plugs out of the way. Dave, you go first.
Yep.
Oh shit! I didn't prepare my dark moment.
Oh man, it's okay. I guess.
It's fine. We're kind of just laying off the comedy stuff anyway this week.
Good, because I tell you what, it's your fault, fucking Brandon. For you put a lot of pressure on me with this shit.
You gotta have a gimmick, bro. You gotta have a gimmick.
Yeah, mine is usually a different wrestling meme as my Skype photo every week.
You're the meme guy. I'm the brains of the operation.
Yep.
Burhan's the muscle.
You can find me standing atop Pompeii in, say, 15 seconds before it erupts. Burn, motherfuckers!
God. Oh, God.
All right. That's weird,
Sorry.
but okay, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Long Boys Post 1975 is something, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Nichols, on to you.
All right. I'm on Twitter.
Nichols?
Thank you.
Nichols.
I'm on Twitter at GameandPegasus187. I'm on Instagram, Xbox Live, Wii U, Pegasus187. I'm over on PlayStation Network at The Extreme Enigma. I'm on Supercard Pegasus187. Last week, me and Burhan got a lot of Supercard talk out. So
you're his fucking Jedi commander right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He's your
last
Padawan.
week.
Oh my god, how wouldn't you get to say that? Burhan, shut up. You're Nick's Padawan right now.
Yeah, anyway, I'm all over the place. I'm around doing shit. Posting on Brandon's pictures at 2 a.m. hammered off my ass.
What's your tip of choice, by the way, good sir?
Usually PBR, but if I'm gonna go for a mixed drink, it's a Jack and Coke, Crown and Coke, something like that.
Good man.
Yep. So yeah, Brandon, where can we find you?
And what's your tip of choice?
Oh, right. You can find me at my Twitter at @BrandonAllHope, on the Instagram, apparently nothing, where you can see all those pictures that Nick commented on that I took at C2E2, including my famous Noel Foley photo op where I classically and legendarily botched my own name.
Oh, that's one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah. Hey, man, she's that good looking in person where I can't even remember my own name. She is stunningly gorgeous, and she will be a star one day. No offense to Frank, not trying to hit on Frank the Clown's girl and all, but you know,
Frank de Clank.
Frank the
Clank.
Clown, Frank the Clown,
Clank.
internet wrestling personality, Frank the Clown. So for Nick Horacek, for Mr. David Wade, for internet wrestling personality
Don't call
Frank
me
the Clown.
David, you wanker.
Sorry, it's like I give everyone's full name. For Mr. Lone Voice Post.
No, I don't care.
No.
Just don't call me David. Only my mum's allowed to call me David, and that's only when I've been naughty.
For the absent and busy, always busy Mr. Michael Burhan.
Freddie Mercury's gay cousin.
Yes, Freddie Mercury's even gayer brother.
I love that.
Mr. Michael Burhan. For everybody here at C2E at Slamcast and the Retro Unlim Network, and everybody else listening at home or not listening at home. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Peace, love, and humptiness. I'm out. Play my damn theme song. Let's go.
I don't know.
Oh, God, you weren't ready. I gave you all that time.
I had the fuck. Yeah, I didn't even cue
all
it
that
up.
time. You had one job.
Hold
Hold on, I got it like here somewhere. Do fucking hell. Support independent wrestling.
Support independent wrestling. Thank you. How could I forget my own thing? Go out there and support independent wrestling. It's out there in its everyone's hometown. I guarantee you, no matter where you live in your municipality, there's somebody out there with boots and tights and spandex and some kick pads and maybe some e-lucha gear because they can't really afford custom-made gear. They're living their dream out there. Go support everybody who's made a tough enough video, especially the great Dick Justice, because that man is an American hero that was just waiting to be discovered.
If it was English, we would knight him.
Exactly. He's the closest thing we have to royalty in this country. So again,
don't forget Saturday night, people. If you're in England, on the channel between 7 and 9, which would be 8. Never mind, that got away from me. Every Saturday night at 11 o'clock, you get to see a complete roundup of all the independent British wrestling scene on This Is Bristol. Go check it out.
Stupid fucking thing.
All right. So, okay, can I do the outro again without?
No.
Can we just sing it?
Well, never mind.
Fuck
so,
it,
okay.
We're getting the hell out of here. I can't. I don't know why it's not loading in the X, but fuck it. I'm done. I'm tired. We're getting out of here.
Let's go.